Hey guys, welcome to my second ever magic guide. Now this is long overdue. Hey, eyes up here. Look, welcome to my second magic guide. All right guys, like I said, this is long overdue. I've been meaning to drop this a minute ago, but there was of course some magic changes and whatnot, so I kind of was like, let me go back and change a little bit and re-record, and yeah, here we are now today. Moving forward, I know you guys just want to learn how to play Magic. Now honestly, this guide is going to be an overall guide that will tell you her combos and kind of essentially your way of thinking when going into a game as Magic. Alright, so I'm going to go over the most important part about Magic's kit first, which is her passive, Limbo's Might. Now Magic is a melee character, obviously, but every time you hit a target, you get shield. Whether you hit them with your shield, whether you hit them with the melee, and whether you use a demon or whether you use a whirl, you get shield. So with that in mind, you have to hit the target and build as much shield as possible so you can be as tanky as possible. Alright, does that make sense? And remember, when you hit the targets, you're going to get more shield. So if you're up close fighting them and they're fighting back, keep hitting them. Don't be scared. You have the passive for a reason. Keep fighting them. Keep fighting them. Especially if you have a minion on top of them, because the minion gives you shield as well. But yeah, that's Magic's passive. Like I said, literally just hit them. You get shield. That's it. We're gonna go over Magic's Soul Sword, which does the maximum damage of 75 damage per hit up close, and the maximum range is 6.5 meters. Now I just want to note to you guys, if you guys are up and close and personal, I'd say about like within 3 meters is the safe zone. You're gonna do a lot less damage, and yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys. It's gonna take about 7 hits to finish off this Luna, who has 275 HP. Oh wow, even less than that, or even more than that, my bad. That took about 8 hits to kill the Luna. Whereas if I'm up close, it's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're gone. Now I'm gonna teach you guys the main combo with Magic's Soul Sword, and it is literally just swing and melee, swing and melee, and swing, and you take down a 275 HP character pretty quickly. It's gonna be a lot faster than your typical 1, 2, 3, 4, which I'll show you guys right now. 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna weave in the melees, and I'm gonna show you guys how fast that is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Just slightly faster, more efficient. I'd recommend only using this on single targets. If there are multiple targets in the area, then just keep swinging. But if you're looking at one target, you want to swing in melee, okay? Swing in melee. Now we're gonna go into her combos, which are using her other abilities. Let's get right into it. So I know a lot of you guys see Magic's dash, which is obviously, you know, her just dashing around, right? And a lot of you guys are also wondering, how do I hit Magic's dash more efficiently? Well, Magic actually got a change recently that made her hitbox bigger, so you can kind of miss, but at the end of the day, I recommend you aim with Magic's body, because if you aim with Magic's body, you're always going to hit your target. I mean, always going to hit your target. I know the sound effects are really cool, but you're always going to hit your target if you aim with Magic's body. Now if you're wondering what the combos look like with the dash, obviously you have swing, melee, dash, swing, and you're going to kill a 275 HP target. There's also the air slash, which I haven't gone over yet. I'm going to go over that shortly after this. The air slash, fully charged, dash, slash, melee. Alright. Magic's dash does 85 damage, by the way, so just take that in note. It's your highest damage ability. You're more than likely using this to execute a target, and if you're not executing a target, guys, I'm not gonna lie, you're using your dash to exit. Remember that. You're using your dash to exit, and like I said earlier, they did just recently change Magic's hitbox on her dash, so it is a little bit harder to escape now that her box is a little bit bigger, but please do work on using your dashes as escapes and or executions, okay? That is the main thing about Magic's dash. Let's get into her portals, alright? So a very important thing about Magic's portals is that she has an iframe. And if you don't know what an iframe is essentially a moment of invulnerability. Nothing can touch you. And Magik is invulnerable when she's literally not in the game for a moment. Basically when she's in the portal. When she goes in the portal and in between that moment, there's an iframe. So it's a very small window. It's a very small window, but if you time your portals correctly, you will avoid lots of damage and or CC. Alright? I want you to take that a note. Now, after you use the portal, there's two abilities you have. You have the Eldritch Whirl and Demon's Rage. I'm gonna go over the whirl, and basically what the whirl is literally Magik goes through the portal and whirl. The whirl does 50 damage. Now, I didn't cover this with the dash combo because people kind of mix it up, because this is technically a whirl combo first and foremost. And I'm gonna show you guys real quick what the whirl combo looks like. So you're gonna go out of the portal, you're gonna whirl, then you're going to dash. And when you do that in a fast succession with the other combos that I had showed you, it's gonna look like this: portal, whirl, dash, slash melee. You should kill them. Now, if you want to execute targets with the whirl combo, I'd recommend use it on targets like Rocket here, because Rocket has 250 HP. You're not going to get anyone above that threshold with this combo. It's actually the worst combo in my opinion. Yeah, that's what it looks like in full succession. But this combo, try not to use it. You can use this combo to escape. Just leave or exit. Just be aware, you know, you might hit somebody on the way out, but if they're not in the way, you're gonna get the fuck out of there. But like I said, the Eldritch Whirl combo is not the main combo you want to use on motherfuckers. It looks cool, it looks flashy, but it is some butt. Let's go over the next portal ability, Demon's Rage. All right, so after you step through the portal and use Demon's Rage, I'm going to use this combo. I'm going to show you a combo and tell you guys how much damage it does. All right, so after you step out of the portal, you can drop a demon, which does 20 damage per hit, and it hits like 4 times every second. It hits every 0.25 seconds, 20 damage per hit, and it also gives you shield. Now, this combo I'd say is probably the best combo. This is the combo you want to use on small squishy targets, especially targets like Rocket, Jeff, any 250 HP character target. This is going to more than likely get them unless they have a pocket. So what you're going to do is you're going to step through the portal, drop the minion, slash dash, and then yeah, like just like that. That is Magik's best up and close combo. That is the combo you want to use when you're going on supports and stuff. Like I said, you're not using that world combo. That shit is butt dookie shit, my nigga. You want to use the minion. Use the minion combo. I'm telling y'all that right now. You can also enter with like, say like an air slash, go to portal, minion, slash, and melee. That's another one. If you don't want to go in and use your dash immediately, you want to leave your dash as an exit. That is also an option as well. All right, now I didn't go over it first like I should have, but the air slash is literally her air slash. It's Magik's only projectile. It's her only projectile, and I'm going to emphasize this. For the love of Christ, please fully charge it. Always, as much as possible, please fully charge it if you're not on top of a target. And I say that because if you're not on top of a target and you use the air slash, you will more than likely get picks more often than not. A fully charged slash does 81 damage. They did just recently nerf it, but if you throw the slash out at, you know, let's say a flyer, that 81 damage can actually pick someone. Or if they're, let's say they're in a distance and you hit them, you could get that pick. Now, there is an air slash combo like I showed earlier with the dash. The air slash combo is good on 250 HP character targets. I would not recommend using it on 275 because they have a small window to survive. So yeah, you want to use it on like characters like Rocket, Phoenix, even Jeff. That combo works on them. If they're not getting healed, they're more than likely going to get fried immediately. But like I said before, the minion combo is your best combo. Another combo with the air slash is obviously you can just throw it in between your regular primaries and melees, and it looks like this. You can use that as combos. You just weave it in there, nothing too crazy. And also just a reminder, when you use your portals and you hit a target with your air slash, it gives you charge back with your portals. Just remember that. So if you line up multiple targets with the air slash, it's going to give you more charge into your portals. Okay, I'm going to show you guys right now. Let me turn off the cooldowns. So I'm going to use the portal, right? I'm going to use 2 of them, and I'm going to hit these targets with the air slash, and it's going to give me portal charges. You see that? If you're on TikTok, you probably didn't see it. Just let you know, let you guys know on TikTok, when you hit targets with the air slash, it charges your portals back up. So try and hit targets as much as possible with the air slash, because if more targets you hit with the air slash means more uptime for you, more likely for you to be in the fight or get out of the fight. Does that make sense? All right, so try and hit your air slashes as much as possible. And yeah, that's covering Magik's basic combos and her basic kit. Like I said, you want to usually use the minion combo. That's your best choice. Let's dive right into her ult. Let's go into the bottom of the practice range. All right, shall we? All right, Magik's Dark Child ult. Think of it as like her Super Saiyan state. All of her abilities are amplified. Her ult only lasts 12 seconds. And remember, only lasts 12 seconds, and within those 12 seconds you got to either do something or make space. Does that make sense? And try your best to not die in Dark Child. Just like in base form, try your best to survive and not die. You can make space with the ult and get out, especially if your team not walking. Just try your best to get value with it, because I know a lot of people look at you with you popping Dark Child and all, she literally yells it, and a lot of people just don't like Magik. But let's get right into it. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go over the numbers before I go into the actual ult. So in her Dark Child form, her Soul Sword works a little bit differently. She deals 3 hits at intervals of 0.15 seconds, with each hit dealing 35 damage. Okay guys, and the maximum distance of her sword, instead of 6.5 meters, is a total of 10 meters, but she still has fall off. So like in her base form, you want to be as close as possible. Magik's Magic Slash is basically the same, however it does more damage and travels just slightly faster. I think about 20 meters faster, from the 80 meters per second to 100 meters per second. Fully charged, it does 180 damage. And like I said, in her normal form, for the love of Christ, please make sure that you fully charge the air slash, at least most of the time, unless you're weaving the air slash in between your regular, normal sword slashes. That makes sense? And like her stepping disc and her base form, she can use either the demon or the whirl. Now in Dark Child, you're more than likely going to be using the whirl more often than not. And you're going to use the demons a little bit less, because in base form, using the minions more, whereas in Dark Child, you're using the whirl more. The whirl in her Dark Child form does 3 hits at an interval of 2.25 seconds, with dealing 35 damage each. So you're going to be whirling and weaving the normal slashes in there, using your portal and whirling again out. Her demons are slightly a little bit better, right? Obviously, because it's in Dark Child, which they do 25 damage per hit instead of the 25 at the same intervals in the base form. Now Magik's dash in her Dark Child form also does 135 damage and is a slightly lower cooldown with 6 seconds instead of the 8. Remember that. Also, the air slash is a lower cooldown, I forgot to mention. Remember that as well. All her cooldowns are slightly shorter. All her cooldowns are slightly shorter in Dark Child. Remember that. So when you pop Dark Child, obviously not in front of a fucking Loon who has a snowball, you're gonna more likely charge with the air slash, dash them, go after another target whirling like this, hit them with the primary throw and air slash, and then it should look like that. That's probably the cleanest way you can go about a Magik ult. That is probably the cleanest way you can go about a Magik ult. If they're all grouped up all together, there are so many scenarios with it. And remember, you also get your shield because of her passive while in that form at a maximum of, I believe, 500 health. 400, not 500. My bad, chat. 400 shield. don't be stupid. Don't be stupid to give more health. Now I believe it was like what, season 4, Magik got to team up with Doctor Strange, and it's called Sidorak Chain, which allows you to conjoin these 2 targets together, or any target in the game, with her chain. Now her chain on contact, I believe, does 45 damage. No, I think it does 45 damage on impact, and then when they're pulled together, it does about 35 damage. It's her other ranged ability. You can use it from a distance and snipe targets like this. It goes pretty far. And here's some ways you can approach with the chain, actually. So you can, let's say, chain them together, drop a minion on them, and obviously you won't have 2 dashes, but you see what I mean. Chain them together, drop a minion, and then you can just fire them. They're obviously not going to walk away from each other immediately. They're probably going to be walking either grouped together, maybe going in a slightly different direction. Just pick your target and commit to them. All right, because the chain actually stacks and does damage over time as well, as you can see. So that extra damage can come in handy during your combo. All right. Oh, and yes, you can use the chain in Dark Child. Just remember that. You can use the chain in Dark Child as well. So you can combat with all your abilities in Dark Child.
Wow, 4 in a row.
Yeah, Sidorak Chain, that is Magik's team up. Pretty useful. And if you have a Doctor Strange, I'd recommend just running Magik if you really want to, give it a shot. That's why you're watching this guide, right? Or you can just ask for a strange and get the chain. I'd say it's a pretty cool ability, considering the fact that brings them together. You know what I'm saying?
So
yeah,
after
just keep that
showing
in
you
mind.
guys the basics of Magik's kit, I'm now going to give you a deep dive on the mindset you should have when playing Magik. First and foremost, the most important thing you need on this character is confidence. You need the confidence to put yourself in positions where you are constantly up close while you are in and out of battle. I'd say the second most important thing you need is a clear mind, because while playing Magik, you are susceptible to, CC, enemy abilities, and obviously comms as well that can call you out. So try your best not to rage. So now that I've told you the base requirements for playing Magik, here's how you should approach her playing style in her base form, okay? So with Magik's base form, at her core, she is a dive brawl hero. So by default, you should be a part of the fight as much as possible. So to maximize your potential in the fight as much as possible, you need to learn how to enter and exit battles. So what I mean by that is not every engagement with Magik is meant to produce a pick. Not all value comes from eliminations. They come from baiting out cooldowns as well. So if the enemy has stuns and/or CC, you can bait that out as Magik and/or distract the team as well. That provides value for your team. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of beginner Magik players do is go for a combo without considering the cooldowns that the enemy team may have and end up using on them. And this happens a lot. So as a Magik player, before you engage, you need to be aware of what cooldowns they may have, whether it be Hella Stun, Phoenix Stun, Thing Earthbound, Emma Grab. Those cooldowns are like very big cooldowns that'll fuck you up immediately. Do you understand me? Even Luna Snowball. Now, Luna Snowball takes some more skill to land, but a veteran Luna can hit you easily in the middle of a combo. Same with Mantis. If you have to outplay these cooldowns, so the moment someone has a conscious mind, you need to have a conscious mind as well and outplay them and outmaneuver them. So if you aren't careful, be ready to pay the price. And on the topic of managing the enemy team's cooldowns, you need to be aware of managing your own cooldowns as well. Do you have a dash for your execution or your exit? Do you have a portal for a combo or an exit? Do you have an air slash to get an enemy that's low health at a distance? Managing your cooldowns is very essential and vital to whether or not you get value. For example, if you are not hitting your air slashes as much on the enemy team than the enemy Magik, well, guess what? The enemy Magik is more often than not gonna be in the fight more, because when you land your air slash on an enemy, it charges your portal cooldown. Does that make sense? So that means when you have more portal cooldowns coming, you're in the fight more. More air slash lands, more uptime in the fight. Now, earlier I mentioned that Magik is a dive brawl character, which means she's either diving or she's brawling in the fight. Now, if you're probably wondering, Solo, what am I doing as Magik? Am I flanking or am I on the front line? And I'm gonna give you a real honest, straight up answer. You have to pick and choose your battles, but more often than not, you might find yourself flanking depending on their enemy team comp and your team comp, especially if you guys are running dive yourself. You're probably more often than not diving and or flanking, but if your team is playing more of a poke comp or they're playing a comp that's really hard for you to walk into, you're probably gonna have to end up, playing more often than not on the front line or, going off on the side every once in a while when you get the opportunity to. However, I will say, when you are diving, the targets that you will be going after more often than not will be the supports. Now, if they have DPS that have hard CCs like Bucky, you're gonna have to play very smart and play around those cooldowns, and you can't just mindlessly go in, especially if the enemy team is calming for peels. You have to be aware of this, okay? When you're diving, you have to consider all factors that may happen. Will you get hit with CC? Are they paying attention? Is the team calming? Is my team behind me? Do I have ults? Do we have ults? There's so much that goes into it, okay? So when you're diving, please be aware of what you're doing. But like I said, more often than not, you're going to try and go for the supports first. If you can't go for the supports first, Magik can and has the potential to burst down tanks on the front line if you have frontline assistance and you're not getting absolutely fucking mowed down. And if you can also check enemy DPS that are also going on a flank yourself, or if they, decide to go on your team and you go back to peel. And if you're wondering how to dive properly, I'd say your best bet of diving is always coming from above. That's right. Coming from above, more often than not, catches motherfuckers off guard, especially brainless support players. Now, obviously, if there's a map you're playing on that doesn't give you the access from above, then just go on a regular flank on the left or right side. Remember, you don't always have to go down the middle lane. Magik is a flanker as well. Use health packs. You don't always have to get healing from your teammates. Utilize health packs as well. Because as a diver, if you are not able to somewhat survive on your own, my guy, you're not a good diver. I'm not gonna hold you. And as far as brawling goes, your best bet is to obviously play with your team, especially if you guys are playing a brawl comp against a brawl comp. You're literally just gonna be brawling. Make sure you're using your portals and avoiding any CC that comes your way, and or dash in or out, depending on the situation. But like I mentioned earlier, Magik is also dive. So when you find an opportunity to go for the backline or squishy target, go for them, execute them. And you're probably wondering when's a good time to brawl, because obviously you can't just mindlessly go into the front line and just start brawling, especially if they have poke characters that can just mow you down immediately. Your best bet is to come from an angle and brawl from behind. You can let's say you throw a minion behind the corner and they have to walk around the corner to get you, and you're playing on the point around the doorway. You know what I'm saying? You can do shit like that. You can come from behind and then go back into your team. Make sure that you're just rotating properly when it comes to the brawling part, because one misstep means you get picked and you get fried. And also, I just want to note, while you're brawling, for the love of God, please take cover. You don't always have to stand out in the fucking open. Please take cover behind walls and corners. You can place your minions around the corner. You can throw air slashes around the corner. You don't always have to be standing in the open just swinging. You can just, take your time, let your cooldowns reset for a moment if you need to, assess the situation, and or get healed, and get back into it. So in a nutshell, the best way you get value with Magik is baiting out cooldowns, staying alive, and obviously getting your eliminations on top of that. Though, if you do die a lot and it's because you are diving, don't stress. You are a diver, and if you aren't putting yourself in danger as a diver, you're not playing dive properly. So if you do die a lot sometimes, it happens. You get fried. As long as you're getting value, it's all good. As long as you win the fights, obviously. Duh. But obviously, if you die less and you're obviously, killing everything and not dying, you win more. So I covered the basics of what to do when you're in Magik's base form, and now I gotta cover what you're supposed to do when you're in Magik's alt Darkchild. What your goal is obviously to cause mayhem and destruction. And that mayhem and destruction mainly being focused on the backline. Yes, your goal is to always go for the strategist as much as possible. Now, if you see a free pick on a squishy that's like a DPS, go for it. Go for it. By all means, go for it. The best way you want to engage with Darkchild, though, I would recommend popping the ult, then holding a fully charged air slash, and then dashing in. More often than not, that's your best bet of going in. Try not to do it in the wide open or make it obvious where you're coming from. Coming from above, just like that, like how you would in base form, and doing it, air slash combo on a target will often more than not, get you some fucking value if they're not paying attention, especially, or rather, you just better. Like, a lot of Magik mains like to just go in immediately and whirl, which nothing is wrong with that, especially if they're grouped up. But like I said, you can just fully charge the air slash combo and just somebody. And I just want to note to you guys, with that same air slash dash combo in Darkchild, you have the potential to take out support ults. Yes, you heard me correctly. You have the potential to take out support ults. Now, is it easy? Hell no, it's not easy, but it's possible. And your best chances of landing this one-shot combo through strategist ults like Cloak and Dagger, Sue, and Luna is to hit a perfect frame. And what I mean by that is, when you throw out the air slash, you have to perfectly hit the target at the same time as the air slash. Otherwise, the threshold of output healing that they have from their ults versus your damage output is not going to kill them. And a lot of the time too as well, they'll have healing from other sources, so you have to hit it perfectly, otherwise they will not die. And now sometimes the healing is just too much, so asking for assistance is also vital as well, or asking for a damage boost from either Mantis or Rocket or Gambit. Those are probably your best choices. Hell, even a cloak blanket will fucking do the job if you just time it properly. And I just want to emphasize the amount of value you can get as a Magic player if you are able to cancel a support ult is immense. You do not understand. It turns the fight around damn near immediately. If I had to rank which support ults are the hardest to get rid of, I'm gonna put Luna at number 1, because with Luna, you have to get rid of her overshield first before you can take her out. Mantis is kind of the same, but she rebuilds the overshield, so she needs constant focus. Mantis is kind of in the same realm as Luna, but you don't see people playing Mantis like that. Now, I would say Cloak is 3rd, but I also want to put Invis in 3rd, so I'm just gonna say they're tied. It really depends on the situation. Sues, they pay attention sometimes, and they can put up either a shield or push you away, or their teammates will help them out because they know you're about to go for her. Cloak and Dagger players, they can do the same thing, or they could be dumb as fuck and just go in your backline as you pop Darkchild and go for the one shot on them. It's like no in between. Now, outside of canceling support ults with Darkchild, if you're not getting straight up picks with Darkchild and you know you can't get the picks with Darkchild, then your best bet is to just literally live, create space as much as you can, and get the fuck out. Because you living is better than you dying after you bait out cooldowns. And now you're probably wondering, Solo, who do I ban as Magik? Well, don't worry, I got you. The best bans for Magik is 1, Namor. He gotta go. Previously, I probably would have told you just ban Hela, but after a slew of buffs, this man does not need to team up anymore. Namor is no longer a team up merchant. Ban him, especially if you don't have any characters on your team that are willing to get rid of the turrets for you, because other than that, your life is going to become very hard with that motherfucker on the team, especially if they know how to aim, like actually aim. Yeah, I can't really stress the emphasis that I want to put on Namor. Like, just ban him outright if you really don't want the headache. And I'm gonna be honest, there aren't really any other significant bans I say that are worthy, because Magik is pretty interesting where you can play around a lot of the other cooldowns with enough skill. But obviously, if you are not skilled enough to play around these cooldowns just yet, these are the bans I'd recommend, especially for you new players. The first one I'd recommend is Thing. A lot of you guys just don't know how to play against the Thing, and truth to behold, you can brawl against the motherfucker when he pulls up. Just be aware, if you know the Thing is going to pull up on you, you probably want to drop that minion on him and then try and immediately leave. If you aren't already earthbounded, that is. If you are earthbound, you're probably going to have to brawl with him a little bit as you're walking away, and then once you're out of the earthbound, leave immediately. I also will note, if you are knocked up by the Thing while he's trying to throw an earthbound on you, you have a window of freedom where you can just immediately leave. You don't have to fucking stay there. So when you see that window, dip. It's a very small window. When he knocks you up in the air, just dip. Just a reminder, when the earthbound is down, you have 5 seconds to get value after that. So you can literally bait a Thing's earthbound just to get value in another area. And I do that a lot. However, if the Thing is very stingy with his earthbound, then obviously you're gonna have to be smarter and outplay him as well. And then a close second to Thing, I'd say, is Emma Frost. For a lot of Magic players, I'm gonna be so for real, guys. Just walk next to her. A lot of Emmas will literally pop their diamond form damn near immediately. I recommend you dash away. You can either portal away as well, or portal when she tries to dash at you. Just be careful. There's a chance that she may grab you as you're portaling away. But I will tell you that, yeah, that's the best way to deal with Emma. And once you realize how easy it is, yeah, like Emma's really not that much of a problem. You just gotta be aware of when she has her diamond form, and that's it. Another one I'd say to be wary of is Rogue's grab. Now, not just Rogue entirely, but mainly her grab. If you get grabbed by a Rogue, more often than not, you're probably fucked, especially if her team is there. But if it's just a lone rogue grabbing you, you can fight her. I'm gonna be so for real. There's a chance you can fight her unless she has like damn near all her cooldowns. You might just get fucked up though. And if you just don't want to deal with these characters in general because they can be annoying, you can definitely ban Hela. You can definitely ban Phoenix and Elsa. They all are pretty annoying to go against this Magik. But yeah, like I said, if you don't want to deal with them, just get rid of them. I wouldn't call them counters or anything. They can just be pretty annoying to play against, especially if their team is helping them out. But yeah, that is my Magik guide for you guys. Well, my second one ever. I hope you guys learned something from it, and hopefully it becomes useful for you and anyone else in the future that comes across this video. And if you guys want me to go more in depth and dive into like more niche, Magik techs, I can do a shorter video about that. I'll probably post it on like TikTok and or YouTube Shorts. Also, feel free to check out my Twitch channel, guys. I do stream there like almost every day. And feel free to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate the love and support, guys. And I want to give you more videos like this. I am planning on hopefully doing a rogue guide pretty soon. And maybe a Deadpool guide. We'll see. Other than that, you guys have a blessed day. Thank you guys for watching this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.